You know how some games just appear? Like one day you've never heard of it, then suddenly your timeline is just Hollow Knight fan art, your cousin's playing it, your neighbor's playing it, and all suddenly it's everyone. And remember Hollow Knight? The thing that went from a tiny $57,000 Kickstarter to one of the greatest indie games of all time. So today we're going to be breaking down on how the hell did all of this even happen? How three dudes from Australia basically sold the entire indie scene. Alright, let's dive in. Before the huge fan base, the memes, the Silksong depression arc, Hollow Knight actually started off quite small, like really small. Team Cherry, the company behind Hollow Knight, and I know this is about to sound fake, but this team was literally just 3 people and that's it. And that 3 people consist of Ari Gibson, William Pellin, and then only later on, Jack Vine. 3 guys and that's it. Actually, the original idea for Hollow Knight came from a jam called London Dare, where devs speedrun making a game in about 48 hours. Yes, you heard that right, 48 hours. I can't even decide what to eat in 48 hours. These guys made a foundation of what today is known as a masterpiece. Their little bug game concept actually caught some attention, and they basically went from, wait, what if we turn this into a full game? And instead of just talking, they actually did it. So in 2014, they, the developers, launched a Kickstarter trying to raise around 35,000 Australian dollars. And the crazy part is that they didn't just hit the goal, they actually surpassed it by over $57,000. And for just 3 game devs, this is actually quite huge. And the key thing here is that the game was funded by players and not some giant publisher. Hollow Knight literally grew out from community hype and not from corporate marketing. Okay, so this is where it gets crazy. Because the Hollow Knight we have today, the gorgeous hand-drawn art, the smooth animation, the soundtrack that makes you feel emotions you didn't know you had, yeah, that didn't just spawn out of nowhere. Ari Gibson basically sat down and hand-animated everything. No AI, no 50-person art team, just vibes, coffee, and pain. Meanwhile, William was out here cooking up gameplay that somehow feels buttery smooth and capable of making you uninstall the game at 2 AM. That combo, the movement, the world, the atmosphere, that's the magic. Nothing feels cheap. Everything just somehow feels, well, intentional. When Hollow Knight was released in 2017, it did not just explode overnight. This wasn't one of those 10 out of 10 masterpiece spammed everywhere on day 1. It grew slowly, quietly, like a mold on a bread, but in a good way, of course. At first, it was just Metroidvania nerds checking it out. Then a few YouTubers picked it up, then streamers, and then after that, the reviewers. And slowly, people started going, wait, hold on. This game is kinda insane. Word of mouth carried this game harder than any ad campaign ever could. People kept saying things like, the world is massive, combat feels so clean, the bosses are cracked. Why does this $15 game have a soundtrack this good? That's when Hollow Knight went from cool indie to global phenomenon. Alright guys, let's talk about why this thing blew up. Number 1, it's cheap, but yet feels like a AAA game. The game was around $15, but it feels like a full price $70 game. Gamers will see a cheap game that looks expensive and our brains just go, whoa, value, buy now. Number 2, the world building is crazy. Every area feels alive. Even random NPCs feel like they've got a backstory, trauma, and taxes to pay. The lore goes deep, like watch a 40-minute YouTube video explained by a guy with a whiteboard type of deep. And number 3, the combat just feels good. You know a game is good when jumping around is fun. Hollow Knight nails that perfectly. Hitting enemies feels crisp, movement is tight, boss fights feel like a dance, where you get stepped on repeatedly, but you keep coming back. And number 4 is free DLC. In this economy, free DLC, come on. Team Cherry dropped free DLCs such as Hidden Dreams, The Grim Tooth, or Tupe, I don't know how you pronounce that, Lifeblood, and God Home. There is no need for a $10 for a new color of cloak nonsense, just actual content. When developers respect players like that, players turn into a walking, breathing marketing machines. Number 5, the aesthetic just hits. It's minimal but beautiful, dark but cozy, cute but somehow still depressing. It's one of those games where you can just pause anywhere and it looks just like a wallpaper. Number 6. Souls-like, but not two souls alike. Get what I mean? It's challenging, but it's still fair. Punishing, but yet rewarding. It scratches the Dark Souls itch without making you snap your controller and rethink your life choices. Number 7. Everyone loves an underdog. 3 guys making something that rivals or even beats AAA games. People love that. It's inspiring, it feels human. You're not just playing a game, you're supporting a story. Hollow Knight didn't just win, it changed the meta for indie games. After it dropped, every Metroidvania dev suddenly had to compete with the Hollow Knight standard. Players started expecting bigger, deeper worlds, super smooth movement, emotional soundtracks, handcrafted art, and actual passion behind the game, not just content. It basically raised the bar so high that a lot of modern indie games still get compared to it today. And then comes Silksong. People have made careers just waiting for Silksong. Someone probably proposed while saying I'll marry you before Silksong releases. But real talk, the only reason Silksong is this hype is because Hollow Knight was that good. So yeah, that's how Hollow Knight went from a tiny Kickstarter project to a global indie monster. Massive respect to Team Cherry, 3 dudes, pure passion, no nonsense. And they delivered something special. If you want me to break down other games like this, please do leave it down in the comments. Subscribe to the video if you have reached it this far off. Like, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys.